there's kids, ready for this? My friend, his wife, is a school teacher. And she works at a school that had to install a litter box in the girls' room because there is a girl who's a furry who identifies as an animal, and her mother badgered the school until they agreed to put a litter box in one of the stalls.
I think they had to evacuate the building and everything. Sent the hotel guests along with convention attendees into the cold night, many still dressed in their furry costumes.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Recording, and Joe Rogan's got everyone super duper upset again, and it's because he repeated what some say, you know, the fact checkers, is a debunked story that had gone viral some time ago. But it wasn't just that Joe Rogan said this thing. It was that Joe Rogan said it to Tulsi Gabbard, someone the left now hates after formally leaving the party, or at least leaving the Democratic Party, and kind of tossing a nade and over her shoulder as she walked out. I noticed, why is Joe Rogan trending again? Well, it's for a twofold reason. Joe Rogan and Tulsi Gabbard, black wokeism, leftist hypocrisy, and, of course, the woke school litter box story. Podcaster Joe Rogan shared an insane story about identity ideology run amok in a school that purportedly accommodated a girl student who identified as a cat by placing a litter box in the restroom. Now, if you've been following this channel for any amount of time, you remember that story was soundly debunked. That said, in a world like this crazy, would you really like be that shocked? And maybe the student that did it like got rid of it fast enough so that, you know, people didn't that they were able to then deny it. I'm not exactly sure, but what I can say is it's pretty interesting that how defensive everyone got. I mean, it is kind of getting to a point where the line between like fact and fiction are so blurred that I don't even know what's true anymore. And honestly, instead of maybe using a litter box, perhaps they should have used a brand new pair of Sheath underwear. Check out this important video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video sponsor. That's right, Sheath. These boxers are designed to keep your balls off your legs. Sheath has 3 individual compartments to keep everything down there separate and cool and comfortable. And hey, since they've been a long-time sponsor, I've heard from many of you who have tried out Sheath and really love it. They were invented by a U.S. Army soldier who came up with the idea for Sheath during his second tour in Iraq, where it was hot as heck and his boys needed to breathe. And on top of all sorts of awesome designs for Sheath, they've added all sorts of winter items, hoodies, gator necks, and all sorts of base layers. Head on over to the link in the description and pin comment down below. Use my promo code to save and support the channel and keep everything nice, cool, and dry. So, the story continues. Quote, my friend, his wife is a school teacher, and she works at a school that had to install a litter box because there's a girl there who is a furry and identifies as an animal, Rogan told Tulsi Gabbard. Oh my goodness, she exclaimed. And her mother, Rogan continued, badgered the school until they agreed to put a litter box in one of the stalls. So this girl goes into the litter room or the girls' room and then uses it or whatever. I don't know if she number 2's in it. I don't know. That's pretty gross. After a brief digression on how the worst thing about cats is cleaning up, Rogan railed against the idea that the school would even accommodate something like this. Imagine how crazy that is, Rogan said. You're a human being and you prefer a litter box. You want to you want to go into a pile of sand rather than use a bathroom that you can flush. Wipe yourself like a normal person. So you're crazy with what you think an animal is. Not only you've said this, but you've conned the school into putting this effing litter box into the girls' room, which is bananas. Now, a lot of people say that there were other rumors going on, but maybe it's true. Rogan shared, the story Rogan shared is similar to other rumors about schools placing them that have gone viral on the internet, but have not yet been substantiated. School officials in Wisconsin and New York, among other school districts, have faced such claims, have vigorously denied them, and characterized the rumors as a hoax or an urban myth. But Republicans running in this school's midterm elections, such as gubernatorial candidates Scott Jensen of Minnesota or Heidi Ganahl of Colorado, have advanced the claims as part of a broader pushback against woke ideology in schools. Rogan also discussed wokeism with Gabbard, who announced this week that she had left the Democratic Party in a blistering statement. She said that the hypocrisy on the far-left progressives pushed her away from the Democrats, recalling how she was attacked for not showing up at the Women's March after President Donald Trump was elected. The irony is, here we are sitting now with a lot of the same people who are like, oh, I don't know how to define a woman, and there's no such thing as a woman, Gabbard told Rogan. All these examples point to the hypocrisy, the fact that they don't believe in truth, and whatever their cause of the moment is, they decide is the truth, and that must be, and what that thing must be measured against for you. Like, you are either with us or against us, and if you're with us, you've got to prove your zealousness for the cause. Rogan agreed and credited the Daily Wire host Matt Walsh with exposing the ridiculousness of woke gender ideology with the documentary that asked, what is a woman? I mean, with wokeness, you can identify as a woman. You get to use the female restroom. Like, okay, but what is it? What is a woman, you know? Like, can a man get pregnant? Rogan asked rhetorically. Okay, well, what is that? Can a biological male get pregnant? And then people panic and they start, the people that identify as a woman are capable of being pregnant and identify as a male are also capable of being pregnant. Like, what are you even saying? Rogan said. You know, you're marching for women's rights, but what does that even mean? So I decide if I'm a woman and I go out. You're marching for me? I'm a woman now? And Rogan continued. And it doesn't mean you can't have trans people. It doesn't mean that you're denying anyone's existence either. They exist. However, if you want to get pregnant, you must be a biological female. This is science. Interesting, backlash from the, follow the science crowd, the people that, were willing to have people's entire lives ruined for not following the science, even if the science had been seemingly changed frequently here and there. Rogan and Gabbard agreed Walsh's documentary was amazing. That was so powerful about the documentary was both Matt Walsh's demeanor and, frankly, his respect with whoever he was questioning and the spectrum of people he spoke with on this, from psychiatrists, psychologists, doctors, professors, and even women who transition hormonally to become a man, like crying on camera, Gabbard said. That's the problem in this country, Rogan responded. Everyone wants to talk about representation. Here's what's not represented in all the mainstream media. People that have had a horrible experience having gender transition surgery and regretted it. And that is precisely why Twitter is having an absolute meltdown. Now, we're going to talk about this, by the way, on the podcast, which starts at 5:10 Central to about a half hour after this video goes live. So make sure after you watch this video to check the main channel for Sydney and I. Will be live on both Rumble and on YouTube as well. And if you look at Twitter, absolutely losing their mind over this, oh my God, Rogan said this thing I disagree with, and he said it to someone else I disagree with. Joe Rogan tells Tulsi Gabbard about a teacher he knows who said the school was first. Now, is Rogan just making that up? I mean, he didn't say, I heard a story or I heard a thing. He said, somebody's wife told me that. So it is pretty interesting. Hey, it's a wild, wild world out there. I'm really glad that you've chosen to spend a little bit of time with me pointing at it and laughing. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like on it and subscribe on whatever platform you're on. I really greatly appreciate it. And I hope to see you over on Locals. And I hope you check out the video sponsor, Sheath. I know it's kind of weird to talk about oh, hey guys, try new underwear. I promise you have very little to risk, and you're probably really going to like it. And they've been a strong channel supporter who stuck by us when cancel culture came and rebuffed, and they didn't really bend the knee or drop us or anything. So they're extra important to me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you again real soon.